Let's say your wife had a bunch of bucket friends. Do you want her fraternizing with those disgusting holes?
It's a good question.
Look at your dog.
He's a dog, yo. All the time. That's me. That's my son. That's my son.
So we're gonna...
Is kissing dogs PDA? I'm just asking. She kissed that dog with more enthusiasm. She kissed that dog. She kissed that dog with more enthusiasm than she ever has that soft male. I'm just saying. Her husband probably looks at that dog with envy.
Jeez, I wish I knew what your lips feel like.
I can't.
Oh.
Hey, that's crazy.
It's wild.
Nah, she didn't even
No, she.
Welcome in. Come in. Take your shoes off at the front door. We're back for yet another episode of what I'm now referring to as the deep psychology of the Akaash Singh humiliation ritual. And let me also address the people that are just like, why is he always going back over this? All right. We need to study this, baby. We got it. First off, y'all keep on clicking on the video because it's like a car wreck. You gotta look at it, okay? But just like any car wreck, or better yet, a train wreck or a plane accident, right? What do they never do when those things happen? They never just say, yeah, that happened, and let's move on to the next one. That never happens. They say, let us study the wreck so we can learn from the mistakes that happen here to inform better decisions moving into the future, so we do not have something like this of this magnitude happen ever again. So based off of that logic, we must go back in and continue to peel back the nasty little ritualistic onion that made an Akaash Singh. Nevertheless, I found a bunch of new clips that allow us to dive down deeper than before, and as well as somebody who attended a comedy show from Akaash and had some things to report that I think you guys would find really interesting. So buckle up, relax, sit back, go get your libations of choice, and let's break this thing down properly without further ado. First things first, I wanted to address this photo right here, okay? Because people had gone down into Akaash's wife's past and unlocked this juicy gem. Now, this photo is in reference to that one video where she talked about popping her punani in white boy frat houses, and they found what looks like white boys that may be a part of a fraternity, and now they're linking, or at least attempting to link, that these are the boys that she was popping for. And I just want to say, I think it's going a little bit too far now. You heard? Like we all got group pictures of people back into our history, right? We can't just assume that these is those, but I will say that this is what can happen if you want to become a public figure and you're talking about popping your clam chowder to now a married man that just so happens to be a comedian, and not just any comedian, an outspoken comedian that speaks on relationship and hold you to a higher standard. And I also find it interesting that these look like the same type of guys that she holds her hall pass out for. And by the way, the majority of us have seen the edited clip of her talking about popping that monkey in college frat houses. And I think it's important to see the unedited clip just to ensure that we're not taking it out of context.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. The top 4 songs when I came back for my sophomore year: Click, Pop That, Bands Make Her Dance, Birthday Cake, the 2 Chainz, Birthday, It's Your Birthday. I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses. I was shopping at Rainbow. I was eating buffalo chicken wraps every day. I was straightening my hair with my French tips. You could not tell me nothing. And I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through. So it's sometimes it literally hurts my heart. And when the nostalgia is that painful, guess what I have to watch? This. It's the only thing that'll give me a little quick.
Now, this clip comes from a TikTok of red pill haters, and I don't know if they thought that this was going to change anything in regards to the context of this. It definitely doesn't. I mean, they even say here rosters are normal. Why on God's green earth is she reminiscing about this when she's in a happy marriage? Hoes will continue to hate RP content creators because it holds them responsible for being hoes, for being 304s, and they'll try and stop at nothing to try to normalize that behavior. I enjoyed that behavior when I was up in college, but as a 40-year-old man that may have a daughter one day, I spit on that behavior. And then ending off with sullying her reminisce period with some show of made-up people and actors, again, idolizing some type of contrived lifestyle in order to drive happiness within her marriage forward. Quick emergency meeting. I was recently searching for my name online and found way too much personal information, which brought me down this weird rabbit hole of how that could have happened, and found out that there's companies out there called data brokers that will sell your data to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And it's a nasty, disgusting feeling knowing that there's bad actors out there selling my information, selling your information for profit. But that's why I'm recommending today's sponsor, Aura. Now, I use Aura to automatically remove my information from these sites and keep my information off. But they do other things as well, such as bank fraud and identity theft alerts, VPN access. But guys, utilize my link down in the description box down below for a 14-day trial. At least see if you've been compromised. Privacy is king in this day and age, and you should know if your information is out there. So again, utilize my link, aura.com/MTR, in the description box down below to try 2 weeks free. That's way more than enough time to see if your personal data has been exposed. Go now. Now, this comment was posted to the Flagrant subreddit, and we got to hurry up and go through it before it gets deleted, right? But actually, let me read it from the top. This is Akaash's response to the controversy. As predicted, he will defend his wife and stay with her. It clearly affected him a lot. Let's read through this post, all right? And it's from somebody who attended one of Akaash's shows. I believe he has a show called Gaslight. I don't know. I know it's on YouTube like that. I don't know if he tours underneath that show name as well. But this was somebody that went to his show between the time periods when he went overseas. Like, it was before that, but after myself and as well as Myron got a hold of the content and began to talk about it. So let's see what this person who attended the show has to say. I went to a 7 p.m. show last night, and it was extremely awkward. He was clearly not processing the situation well, and he ended the set 20 minutes early. I only found out about his wife the day of the show, and honestly, after seeing that set basically be his therapy moment about it, I am way more suspicious of controversy than before. This is clearly something he's insecure about. Even though he tried way too hard to make it seem like he wasn't. He spent the first 10 to 15 minutes of the set talking about the controversy, how his wife has been loyal to him, how everything she has been saying is just jokes and is fine with him. This is just so cringy to watch a man find every reason, try to cope within the situation, because all answers to this for him leaves him losing. Whether or not he chooses to leave his wife, that may go against his religion. That will disrupt the vows he originally set forward. Or if he chooses to stay, he'll forever be the butt of people's jokes. And being a comedian, that is not a position that you want to be in. But no one in the crowd knew how to take this information, and I truly believe that the majority of fans there had no idea any of this was going on. This only made him spending like a third of his set on it even more awkward. A third, he then proceeded to jokingly call his wife a whore every time he brought her up, which was not helping. I think it ruined his whole set, and the mood never recovered, which I think is why he ended early. I honestly don't give a F about he or his wife's life, but if the stuff is really just jokes, then clearly he's not cool with it and hides it. And or she's just not very funny and no one close to her has told her just yet. Curious to hear if anyone else went to the later sets and had a better performance. He's still in San Francisco till Monday. Now, this original post was deleted but reposted as a picture, so we'll go over a couple of those comments. I'm just saying, Akaash knew all of these things we're finding out now before we found them out. Why would he now divorce her on something that he already knew? It makes no sense for him to just up and divorce her because we all found out. He been knowing, and he's a weasel for standing for this BS, but he also has no spine if he decides to divorce her, because what merits is the divorce going to be based on? Because he was fine with things before everyone else found out. It's damned if I do, damned if I don't in this situation from him. It's a lose-lose outcome either way. Exactly what I was trying to say earlier. It's not easy to divorce someone you love, once loved, no matter the extent of the transgression. He should just make lemonade out of lemon. Use this as a moment to self-deprecate. Be vulnerable and honest, and people would understand. There was some humor in all of this, and he could anchor to that. Have conversations with wifey and establish strong boundaries. And if she is remorseful, she'll give Akaash anything he wants. 7 times a day, breakfast, lunch, etc. Pretty much Akaash can use this and make her more submissive. I guess this person operates in cup half full, but that's not the way that human beings work ever. She's just going to utilize this as more leverage. Akaash, nothing was wrong with my behavior, and you trust the internet's opinion of me more than our relationship? Akaash, I'm with you every day. She does not have respect for him, will continue on shaming him, and also utilization of a therapist to diminish who he is and what he has done. She already has all the manipulation in the bag, and to think that this degree of public shaming is going to change this behavior, I mean, we could hope for the young brother, but I just don't see this happening. I mean, as of like 2 days ago, she's up on the internet still talking shit to everybody that has an opinion of the horrible, mean way that she treats Akaash. There's no way Ghislaine, that is disrespectful, would accept this. She's been dominating him for 10 years. Yeah, this is my point. She is now so entitled, she thinks that she can do no wrong. Absolutely. Even if he would step up to her, she would try to crush his uprising. If she didn't win, she'd probably divorce him. Again, the brother is in a lose-lose situation, but because he has no prenup, hopefully he can figure it out before the 10-year mark, where many of the benefits of marrying a wealthy person are set in, such as alimony. Now, there's a music content creator by the name of Crack Amico that came out with a song on the entire situation. Now, I can't play the entirety of this song because like the first half of it, the lyrics are just insane, okay? It's insane. But I'm gonna play a little snippet for you guys as you can see where he's coming from.
Cash, please keep your cash free. On the other side, the grass green with no jazz lean. Need to wake up from this bad dream. She only love you for your name. Guess it must be all the bundles of cash to make her sing. You're a
Double entendre. To make her sing what?
You just need a real queen for the throne. Independent brown baller and your money is your own. She ain't working, cooking, cleaning, don't contribute to your home. All she do is take away from what you grown. I say brown boys selling quick, got bitches wanna check. Leash tight, no slack, time to take that pussy back. Go Aziz on that bitch.
Go Aziz on that bitch is crazy. You guys remember the Aziz Ansari story back into the day. Now in this clip, and we've gone over previously of Andrew Schultz trying to speak some logic into this entire situation for Akaash to realize the potential error in his waves. Well, there's another clip where Andrew was conversing with what I believe to be a newly married Akaash in regards to the behavior becoming of a wife. Let's listen.
Anything.
Son, he's mad she hanging out with her female friends. Please go hang out with your female friends.
No, Matt.
Leave me alone.
Not female friends, male friends.
No, he said female friends too.
Male surf dates. No, hanging out with your little slut fucks. She's hanging out. Listen, you don't want your girl hanging out with slut buckets?
Never.
You don't want that. Let's say your wife had a bunch of slut bucket friends. Do you want her fraternizing with those disgusting holes?
It's a good question.
Do you want such a thing?
I don't give a
Do
fuck,
you
dude.
want such a
Get
thing?
out the
Now
house.
you crazy. That's why I know it's hot for
Now you
y'all.
bugging. Now you
Now I know it's hot.
Nah, you
This must have been Andrew's red pill era.
bugging, bro.
You bugging right now.
You bugging. To say that you don't care is absolutely insane. I tell you guys, you are the sum of the 5 closest people around you. For guys, if all of your friends is thugs and gangsters, then you probably the same, right? Like, there's no geeks that have their closest people around them that are street dudes or street minded, and that doesn't reflect a component of your personality. That just doesn't happen. The same way that birds of a feather will flock together. If all of your girls' homegirls is fat pockets, chances are she's not the fallen angel of put there to save all of her whole ass friends. She's probably the same elk. That's all of the friends that you see around her. The logic still applies, baby, but poor Akaash just straight over his head. Andrew Schultz was trying. This man ignored symptom after symptom. I mean, and when you do, that's how you get the mindset of a young lady that can go up online talking about popping her clam for white boys and frat houses or what have you, or talking about banging her co-host's husband, right? And having orgies with your friends when you're clearly uncomfortable, or even turning down your not public but private displays of affection, attempting to kiss her. Meanwhile, it's wild to me that apparently their dog gets more play than Akaash.
Exhibit A. Look at your dog.
He's a dog, yo. How many times has Happy barking a big dog and kill him? All the time. That's me. That's my son. That's my son.
So we're gonna
Is kissing dogs PDA?
Tabarnak.
I'm just asking. She kissed that dog with more enthusiasm. She kissed that dog. She kissed that dog with more enthusiasm than she ever has that soft male. I'm just saying. Her husband probably looks at that dog with envy. I wish I...
Jeez, I wish I knew what your lips feel like.
I can't. Hey, that's crazy.
It's wild.
Nah, she didn't even have...
No, she grabbed.
There should be absolutely no excuse as to why the animal gets more PDA than the human being, baby. That is absolutely wild. So the problem is not kissing. The problem is kissing your husband. Is that right? To be embarrassed to show what apparently is a love language of your husband, right? To not compromise on that whatsoever when he is funding your lifestyle. And I said this before, this man needs to stand on business and remind her where she came from, which was more than likely a 4-bedroom apartment that she shared with multiple roommates as she commuted to work each and every day in her 20s. That's where she came from. And you were upgraded to a simple life that for some reason through your boredom, you just want to destroy it all. It's just wild. And you know it's bad when you got the lady content creators out here in these streets talking bad about you.
You got a whole husband of your own. She's definitely comparing. He's not that guy, the guy she's describing, the guy she truly wants. This is a might as well, I need to get out the game before the game eats me live. She don't like that man. That's why she has no issue getting out here and talking about how another woman's man, oh, his face card, his body. She's like salivating at the mouth, thinking about another man and knowing that it's being filmed. You know other people are gonna see this. You are going on an entire humiliation ritual of your husband. This is something you do to an enemy. You embarrass the fuck out of an enemy. You don't do this to somebody that you love, that you care about.
This young lady goes by Sandra Faye, and she was absolutely popping off. When I saw that clip, I said, yes, finally the women are coming out and they're talking about this BS. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you. And it is so dope to see that now there is combat being done from both men and women versus the continuation of this male bashing content, which has proliferated itself, whether it be on internet platforms, before a man-centric space, was big enough to combat them on these platforms and all the way before in mainstream media. It's been happening for decades now, and because it's been so unchecked, this, Jasleen, is the end result. And it makes me also think, how often do things like this happen to men that are not in the public eye, that are not public figures? And I'll tell you guys what, like in my experience with, even Abba from Abba in Preach called out on his live stream, his first live stream about this entire situation. He said, you would be surprised how often men in the West have women that are running their marriage or not viewed as the leader in it. And the thing is that my G's, hear me when I say this and hear me well. Love cannot buy your way out of disrespect. The way that Akaash accumulates love for his wife is through the things that he can buy for her. That will never, I don't care if it's your relationship, your wife, friends, family, buying things monetary does not gain respect. It never has, and it never will. And I wish that if I was Akaash's friend years before this, if he had a friend like me, I would talk him through this. We would have conversations about his therapist, and I'll be like, wait a minute, your therapist said what, baby? No, that's a requirement as a man. Keep that boundary up. Yes, you should feel awful that she's treating you awful. Not figure out ways to cope in order to make the relationship work. That is nonsense. You cannot love your way out of dysfunction. If you lost respect from your lady, there is little to nothing you can do in order to garner it back. Relationship done, baby. Basura. Go throw it in the trash. It is over. And I see far too many of you guys trying to hold on to the last remnants of a relationship when you already lost respect from her. You cannot joke on a podcast or laugh your way up out of a bad mate choice in Akaash's situation. The only thing that you can control is what you tolerate in the moment that you tolerate disrespect and continue to tolerate disrespect. You teach her exactly how to treat you. And because he did, he's now having to deal with his career, which is going to be interesting going into the future. And as well as he still has a loud and destructive wife that he has to wake up to each and every day. He's dealing with the consequences after ignoring the years of the signs, after ignoring all of the red flags, all of the warnings, and shit, even ignoring the content within this space. And I bet you behind scenes, she was going up to him like, yeah, these red pill incel never got women losers. Again, manipulating him, controlling his access to information so she can roam free, which is manipulation at its highest damn form. Because she knows that the more that he would absorb that information or knowledge, the more standards that he would have, thus leading to less control, less leverage that she would have. But here's the thing. A man that has no standards, although in the short term, the woman feels good because she can roam free, the less respect that she will have for you in the long run. So my G's, hold the line. Stand on business and never be like Akaash. Be better. All right, guys, I appreciate you for joining me. That was a long diatribe at the end right there. Sometimes I pop off. All right, so if you guys are clicking off of the video in the middle of it, but you're not going to the end for the life lessons, because I try to drop as much information as I can to you guys, as much as I can, because again, I don't want this to happen to y'all. All right. All right, guys. Again, questions, comments, concern, as per usual, drop them down for me in the comment box down below. I appreciate you guys for continuously rocking with me. Shout out to Aura for sponsoring this video. Take your private information off of these public websites. Link down below. Utilize my link for 14-day free. At least see if your information has been exposed. Go right now. Until next time. Peace.
So, without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound with his MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.